Hello friends, it's Leanne with our week 7 recap for cycle 2, new grammar. So for our European peninsulas, we have the Iberian Peninsula, which is around Spain. We have the Balkan Peninsula, Greece. We have the Scandinavian Peninsula up there, Norway. And then the Apennine Peninsula, Italy. So that was our peninsulas. We did show me, tell me. We kind of hopped back and forth with our finger. And that was it. For geography, very stick and sand, super simple. For Latin, we have a new song this week. We're on our first conjugation perfect tense. It's to the tune of The Farmer in the Dell. So, isti it, imis istis errant, first conjugation perfect tense. So we talked about, we did the sign for golden and a halo at the end to help us remember perfect, like the students came up with that. So what do you think of when you think of perfect? And so we have first conjugation, perfect tense, and kind of isti it, imis istis errant, first conjugation, perfect tense. Maybe that'll help you guys remember perfect tense as well. For math, we have multiplication tables of 13s this week. So I have master's students. We wrote them on a white dry erase board and wrote them, and then did planks and push-ups over the board while they're looking at them. Did plank and push-ups, and then so as they wrote them and we said them, and then put them on the ground and did push-ups or planks while we said the full times tables. And then just to kind of go over it a different way, we just sang the 13 skip counting song while we looked at them on the board. Try to trigger that song with seeing it, with writing it, with reading it, with moving our body in a kinesthetic way for math 13 multiplication tables. For English, we have the same wrap as last week, which was possessive pronouns. So this week is the same. You can continue that one with the possessive pronoun adjectives. So it's just a little bit different. It's possessive pronoun, possessive pronoun adjectives. We have my, your, his, hers, her, its, our, your, their. That's it. It's kind of a mouthful. And so because we practiced last week with ours, yours, theirs, this week we had to be intentional with our, your, their. Possessive pronoun adjectives. There's our English sentence for the day. History, tell me about the Reformation. In 15, so we make 5 and pull back. In 1517, Martin Luther, we make our M, Martin Luther, we did it in the shape of an L, so it would actually be this hand to, I don't know, I can't tell which one would be backwards. Martin Luther began the Protestant Reformation by printing the 95 theses that made Pope Leo X excommunicate him. Later, so we're pointing later, John Calvin joined the Reformation. So we have ours and like this change, so Reformation. So we're talking in 1517, Martin Luther began the Protestant Reformation by printing the 95 theses that made Pope Leo X excommunicate him. Later, John Calvin joined the Reformation. There is our history sentence. So we've done math, English, history, Latin, geography. So science, what are 6 forms of pollution? So we talked about these like super briefly, just enough to make the hand gestures kind of make sense. What are 6 forms of pollution? 6 forms of pollution are noise, air, we're like we couldn't breathe, air pollution, water, because it's like drinking water pollution, noise, air, water, land, like land, thermal, and radioactive, explosive. That's what we did. So there is science. And then last but not least, the timeline. We got to start with our favorite, Jesus, the Messiah, M, and we're going to make a sash for royalty, our king, Jesus, the Messiah, And we have Pentecost, so we point to our mouth and like flames. Pentecost and the early church is a C on top of, we're making like a rock. Pentecost in the early church, persecution, punching down persecution spreads the gospel. So we make a G and turn the pages. Herod's temple, we're gonna make a T, the temple, destroyed by Titus. And then Diocletian divides the Roman Empire. Constantine legalizes Christianity, and then India's Gupta dynasty. That was their golden age. So we did India's Gupta dynasty. There we have it. New grammar for Cycle 2, Week 7. Have a great day.